Mr. Shoemate, what's a universal injunction?
Senator, a universal injunction is what we call an order from a court enjoining the government in a way that goes beyond the parties to the case, but applies nationwide or in some cases universally to enjoin the government.
Is it sometimes referred to as a nationwide injunction?
Yes, it is, Senator.
Okay. What's the statutory basis for a federal judge issuing an order that affects people other than the parties before the court?
I'm not aware of a statutory basis, Senator.
There is no statutory basis, is there?
No, Senator.
What's the United States Supreme Court opinion which interprets the Constitution in a way that allows a federal district court judge to do this? Can you name me that case?
I'm not aware of one, Senator.
There isn't one, is there?
I'm not aware of one, Senator.
Now, explain to me how this works. You have a plaintiff and you have a defendant. And the plaintiff files a lawsuit and goes in front of a federal judge. Federal judge has certain jurisdiction in personam and subject matter over the parties, the people, the plaintiff and the defendant. They're the only two people in court. How can a judge, a federal judge, issue an order that affects everybody else other than those in front of him or her? How is that possible?
It shouldn't be possible, Senator, but district courts do it all the time. I think on the theory that the courts need to enjoin a federal policy from going into effect, and they often will enjoin it as nationwide, so all non-parties are protected by that injunction.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a major issue shaking up the courts, universal injunctions. What are they, why are they controversial, and how could they affect you? Let's get right into it. So, what exactly is a universal injunction? As explained during a recent Senate hearing, it's when a federal judge issues an order that doesn't just affect the parties in a lawsuit but applies nationwide, or even universally. It's sometimes called a nationwide injunction. Same idea, big impact. But here's the kicker. There's no clear statute, no Supreme Court precedent, and no recognized common law tradition that gives judges this sweeping power. Sounds crazy, right? When pressed, the legal expert admitted no statutory authority, no Supreme Court case allowing it, no English common law precedent. It's not supposed to be happening, yet it does, all the time. This raises a huge question. How can judges extend their rulings to people who aren't even part of the case?
A universal injunction as a remedy is unknown in English common law, is it not?
I haven't done the research that far back, but I'm not aware of it.
I have.
Okay.
It's unknown. Wasn't part of equity. Only about 27 universal injunctions were issued in the 20th century. Does that sound about right?
That sounds about right, Senator.
But 86 of them were issued against President Trump in his first term. Is that correct?
I don't know the specific number, but they were a high number.
And so far in President Trump's second term, 30 universal injunctions have been issued against him. Have they not?
Senator, I don't have a specific number, but that sounds about right.
The universal injunction has become a weapon against the Trump administration, has it not?
Yes.
And tell me again in my last 10 seconds, tell me the basis for universal injunction in Article 3. I read Article 3, which defines judicial power. Where does it mention universal injunction?
It does not, Senator. It says courts are to decide the case or controversy before them, which is based on the parties to the case.
So the Congress could act and say, look, federal judges, you render a decision to a plaintiff or a defendant, but you can't impact people outside of your courtroom other than through a class action. That's why God created class actions, isn't it?
Yes, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Now, let's talk strategy. Because universal injunctions can be so powerful, lawyers often forum shop. What's that? It means they carefully pick judges or districts most likely to favor their case, even if it's halfway across the country. Only one win out of several lawsuits is needed to block a federal policy nationwide. And here's the deal. Both political sides have done it. Hey, quick break! If you're finding this info valuable, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss our deep dives into issues that actually matter. In the hearing, the senator made another key point. If plaintiffs want to impact people beyond themselves, the proper route is a class action lawsuit, not a universal injunction. But guess what? Filing a class action is a lot harder. You have to meet strict requirements under Rule 23 of Federal Civil Procedure, so it's easier to skip it and just ask for a universal injunction. The problem is, it's not legally grounded. Honestly, it's judicial overreach.